People always ask me how I got into this work, how I became a Rolfer. And it is very roundabout. I was always interested in alternative medicine all through high school. I thought that I was going to be the world's best doctor, so my naive high school egotistical non-logical brain thought that I would go to med school and become a doctor and do my residency, and then I was going to go to chiropractic school, and then I was going to go to massage school, and then I was going to go to acupuncture school, and then I was going to go become a nutritionist, and I was going to learn every possible method of healing under the sun, and I was going to combine them all and be this superhuman doctor, not realizing that I would be 400 years old, many millions of dollars in debt, and not really good at any of those because I'd had like an introduction and no time to practice. So I started working for a chiropractor while I was still in high school, and I asked him, teach me what you know, let me watch what you do, I want to learn more about chiropractic. And he was amazing, and he let me come into the room with him, with his patient's permission of course, and explained what he was doing and why, and I learned so much about chiropractic and what it looked like to be a chiropractor, and I thought, this is so cool, but it's not for me. I can't see myself as a chiropractor. And I started working for an acupuncturist as well, also in high school, and she was amazing, and she let me come into the rooms with her patient's permission, of course, and she explained what she was doing and why she was doing it, and I thought, this is so cool, but I can't see myself as an acupuncturist. And so I went to college, and I was on the pre-med track and learning biology and chemistry, and I was a physics major. I was learning a lot of math, and I thought that was so cool, but I couldn't see myself being a physicist for the rest of my life and working in a lab. And at the same time, I kept exploring. I worked for another chiropractor, and I tried biodynamic feedback, and I tried Chinese 5-element therapy, and I took a class in massage and learned basic massage techniques, and it was all so cool and so interesting, and I just couldn't see myself doing any of those things. And so I just kind of kept searching. My best friend was a year ahead of me in college, and she was also going to med school, and so I watched as she went off to med school, and I watched what happened to her, where she became this studying machine where all she did was study. We would talk on the phone, and she had nothing to say other than, I've been studying a lot, and I just couldn't see myself doing that. I just can't. It's not that I can't apply myself, it's just that I didn't want to be that person whose only life was studying. And so I decided not to go to med school, and then I felt really lost. So I just kept my eyes and ears open, and I worked odd jobs, and I waited tables, and I did the books for a nonprofit based in the Middle East, and I worked for more chiropractors, and I just tried more things. I tried chi healing and shamanism and qigong and yoga, and it was all very interesting, and I couldn't see myself as a practitioner in any of those methods. And one day my friend Kate started getting Rolfed, and she was going through the 10 series, and after a few sessions she said to me, Teresa, I think that you would really like this. I think this would be a really good fit for you. And I said, no. I heard Rolfing hurts. Thank you, but no thank you. I'm not really interested in pain. Pass. And so another year went by, and I was seeing a Chinese 5-element healer at the time, and I thought he was good, but it was expensive, and I didn't think he was that good to continue. I had bought a package, and my package was up, and I was hiking with another friend of mine and explaining that, I didn't think I was going to pursue more treatment with him, and I was kind of looking for the next thing to try, and maybe I would get myself back into psychotherapy, and maybe I would try something else, but I wasn't really sure. And she said, well, the Rolf Institute is just up in Boulder, and you can go and get sessions from a student there for really cheap. You just have to have a really wide open schedule, which at the time I did. And I said, no, I lived in Boulder for 5 years. I had no idea that the Rolf Institute was in Boulder. How did I miss this? And I was like, well, I heard that it hurts, but kind of open to anything at this stage of the game. I'm really just curious. So if you do it, I'll do it. And she's like, great, I'll call them tomorrow and see when their next class is. And she called me back that next day, and she said, well, I called the Institute, and they have a class that's starting next week, and there were 2 spots available to get work done from a student. And I said to her, you told them that we would take those 2 spots, right? She said, yeah, I did. And we went up to Boulder for our orientation before we even started, and the lead instructor for the class, Ray McCall, stood up and said, I can't tell you what Rolfing is going to fix for you. It might fix your back pain, it might fix your knee pain, and it might not. I can't promise that it's going to change anything, except that Rolfing will make you more you. And I still get choked up and goosebumps when I say that, because it was such a strong resonance for me. I just thought to myself, yes, that's what I want. I want to be me. I want something that's going to make me me. This is it. This is what I need. And so I hadn't even tried it. I just heard what it was supposed to do, and I was sold. I was absolutely sold. And so I went in for my first session the next day, and it was one of those things where we weren't even halfway through the session, and the clouds parted, and the sun shone down like it is now, and the angels started singing, and there were harps being played, and my body said, yes, this is what I want. Yes, yes, thank you, yes. It's about damn time. And so I told myself, I know this feels like a really good fit, Teresa, but please be logical. Don't jump into anything. You signed up for 10 sessions. I had signed up for the 10-session series as part of this student training. Wait until you've done those 10 sessions before you quit your job and change your life to go to Rolfing school. And I made it to the 7th session before I just walked into the guidance counselor's office and said, okay, I need to come here. What do I need to do? Sign me up. And she said, okay, well, our next beginner's session is full, but I'll put you on the list for the one that starts in 3 or 4 months, and we'll get you squared away. Here's your application packet, blah, blah, blah. And she called me the next day and she said, we just had somebody drop out, somebody canceled at the last minute. Do you want a spot in the class that starts in 2 weeks? And I said, yes! Yes, this is scary, and so exciting, and yes, let's do this. And I quit my job, and I started Rolfing school, and I danced around my house that day, screaming, probably scaring the crap out of the neighbors, and thankful that my roommate wasn't home. I was so ecstatic, and it's been a perfect fit from the beginning. Couldn't have asked for better teachers. I had the opportunity to work with amazing mentors, fantastic classmates who are friends for life. Not one bit has been unwanted. Not one bit has been a poor fit. It's been amazing from that very first day when I heard Ray talk about Rolfing making you more you, and it gets better every day. I work with the most amazing clients in the world. I get excited to go to work. I'm excited at the end of a day. It fills my soul. It feeds my being. And I am so lucky and so blessed to get the opportunity to do what I adore every day and to help other people transform into themselves, into their true beings. It is such an honor and it's just such a blessing. How many more ways can I say I'm so lucky and I'm so grateful, and thank you world, thank you universe for the opportunity, and thank you. It is deep, true love. I get to be a Rolfer. I get to be a Rolfer. I'm so lucky.